Hello students, today we will discuss Ellingham diagrams. Ellingham diagrams are the graphical representation of Gibbs energy and temperature. Here, with the help of Ellingham diagram, we will choose the reducing agent used in reduction of oxides, and moreover it will also help us in predicting the feasibility of thermal reduction of an ore. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि एलिंगम डायग्राम्स के अंदर जो ग्राफ्स हैं वो डेल्टा जी फॉर्मेशन ऑफ ऑक्साइड्स के बीच में है, डेल्टा जी फॉर्मेशन ऑफ मेटल ऑक्साइड्स, और दूसरी साइड में हमने लिया है टेम्परेचर. इस ग्राफ की हेल्प से हमें ये पता चलेगा कि कौन सा रिड्यूसिंग एजेंट जो है वो हम चूज़ कर सकते हैं फॉर रिडक्शन ऑफ एनी ऑक्साइड, पहली बात. और दूसरी बात, इससे हमें ये भी पता चलेगा कि किसी पर्टिकुलर टेम्परेचर पे वेदर द रिएक्शन विल टेक प्लेस और नॉट. तो इट विल टेल अस अबाउट द फिजिबिलिटी ऑफ अ रिडक्शन ऑफ एन ओर. तो लेट अस सी हियर. In this case you will see that there are different plots. A plot between delta G and temperature. On y-axis we have taken the Gibbs free energy for formation of oxide. For example, magnesium oxide, aluminium oxide, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, zinc oxide. And on x-axis we have taken the temperature. Let us see one line or graph. In this graph you are seeing that as the temperature is increasing, the graph is moving towards upside. That means the Gibbs energy value is increasing. Here it is having minus 1100 K. And as the temperature is increased, the value goes on increasing. Its value become less and less negative. That means delta G value is increasing. Why it is increasing? Let us see. If I write this equation, Mg combines with oxygen, it produces 2MgO. Here you see the state is solid, here the state is gas, again the product formed is solid. And you know that delta S is equal to S product minus S reactant. Entropy change is equal to entropy of product minus entropy of reactant. And here you are having solid in the product side, while in the reactant side you have a gas. And you know that gases are more random than that of solid, so entropy of reactant will be more. So in this case the delta S is negative. And we also know that delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. If delta S is negative, then this negative and negative will become positive, so the value of delta G will increase. It will become less and less negative. Moreover, if temperature is increased, अगर टेम्परेचर आप बढ़ा रहे हो, डेल्टा एस नेगेटिव है, तो ये पूरा फैक्टर जो है ये बहुत बढ़ जाएगा, नेगेटिव हो जाएगा. एंड दिस नेगेटिव एंड नेगेटिव विल मेक पॉजिटिव. सो डेल्टा जी विल बी मोर पॉजिटिव और इट विल बी लेस नेगेटिव. और अगर डेल्टा जी नेगेटिव होता है तो रिएक्शन इज स्पॉन्टेनियस, और जितना डेल्टा जी लेस नेगेटिव होता जाएगा रिएक्शन बिकम्स लेस स्पॉन्टेनियस. So that is why when temperature is increased, you can see here the delta G value goes on decreasing. Negative values कम होती जा रही हैं और positive values increase हो रही हैं. Here the phase change takes place. Phase change takes place means either solid is changed into liquid or liquid is changed into gas. That is why you get a positive slope here with increase in temperature. Now see here. This Ellingham diagram tells you about two things, that is a choice of reducing agent, and second is how we can select the temperature at which the reduction of a particular metal oxide can take place. There is a general rule, and that rule is, it is evident that the metal for which the standard free energy of formation of their oxide is more negative. ये कह रहा है कि कोई भी मेटल जिसके लिए डेल्टा जी नोट फॉर्मेशन जो है वो ज़्यादा नेगेटिव है, दैट कैन रिड्यूस दोज मेटल ऑक्साइड फॉर विच डेल्टा G naught formation of their oxide is less negative. Let us see here. Here we are having two curves. One is for magnesium oxide, second is of aluminium oxide. Here the metal is magnesium. For this curve, the delta G formation, G naught formation is suppose at 0 degree centigrade. It is minus 1100. Okay, and for aluminium oxide at same temperature, you see it is near about 1050. So magnesium has greater negative delta G naught formation, hence magnesium can reduce aluminium oxide to aluminium metal. तो एक जनरल रूल ये हो गया कि कोई भी मेटल किसी दूसरे मेटल को उसके ऑक्साइड में से तभी बाहर निकाल पाएगा, उसकी रिडक्शन कर पाएगा, इफ़ दैट मेटल ऑक्साइड हैज़ ग्रेटर डेल्टा एफ जी नॉट वैल्यूज़. ओके, in other words we can say that any metal will reduce the oxide of other metal which lies above it in Ellingham डायग्राम. तो कोई भी मेटल अपने से ऊपर वाले मेटल ऑक्साइड में से मेटल को बाहर निकाल देगा अगर एलिंगम डायग्राम में उसका कर्व कहाँ पे है, ऊपर की तरफ है. तो दैट मीन्स मैग्नीशियम कैन रिड्यूस एल्यूमिनियम ऑक्साइड, मैग्नीशियम कैन रिड्यूस जिंक ऑक्साइड, मैग्नीशियम कैन रिड्यूस कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, मैग्नीशियम कैन रिड्यूस कॉपर ऑक्साइड. ओके, बट at point of intersection, that is at A, in these two curves, you see the temperature is near about 1400 degrees centigrade or 1673 K. At that time you can see that the red color curve of magnesium oxide goes upside, while a blue color curve of aluminium oxide goes down. That means now the delta F G naught, that is standard give energy of formation of aluminium oxide curve, is lower than delta F G naught for magnesium oxide curve. Now in this case, after point A, aluminium metal will reduce magnesium oxide. Is this clear? तो पॉइंट ए के बाद क्या हुआ कि ये जो रेड वाली कर्व है वो ऊपर चलेगी और ब्लू वाली कर्व अभी भी नीचे ही है. तो इस टेम्परेचर के बाद आपका मैग्नीशियम मेटल जो है वो रिड्यूस एल्यूमिनियम ऑक्साइड को नहीं कर पाएगा क्योंकि उसकी कर्व कहाँ चली गई है, ऊपर की तरफ चली गई है. देयरफॉर ओनली एल्यूमिनियम मेटल will reduce magnesium oxide. Okay, now see here, let us solve this example for better concept clarity. The value of delta F G naught for chromium oxide is given, that is minus 540 kilojoule per mole, and for aluminium oxide is given, that is minus 827 kilojoule per mole. Is reduction of Cr2O3 possible with aluminium or not? वैसे तो if you see Ellingham diagram you can immediately tell whether reduction is possible or not, but we can solve it with the help of numerical. Let us see. In this case our question is reduction of chromium oxide Cr2O3 with aluminium. This is NCERT question. Reduction of chromium oxide with aluminium is possible or not? First step is to write a balance equation. So in this case these are the product formed, and if I write a balance equation it will be 2/3 chromium oxide, 4/3 aluminium, 2/3 aluminium oxide, and 4/3 chromium. Okay, now write delta G for a reaction. Standard gives energy for a reaction, that is equal to gives energy of product minus gives energy of reactant. Here these metals, their values will not be considered as their gives energy is 0. So we will consider only this and this. For aluminum oxide, see here the value is given, it is minus 2, it is 827, and it should be multiplied by number of moles, that is 2 by 3, minus reactant, and reactants are 2 by 3 of chromium oxide, and chromium oxide has delta G value minus 540. When you solve this, the value of delta G naught for a reaction comes out to be minus 287 kilojoule per mole. That means the value is negative, so reaction is spontaneous and hence this reduction will be possible. तो आपको क्या लगता है इस पर्टिकुलर केस में किसकी कर्व ऊपर की तरफ होगी? एल्यूमिनियम ऑक्साइड की कर्व ऊपर की तरफ होगी या क्रोमियम ऑक्साइड की कर्व ऊपर की तरफ होगी? Tell me. As you know that the reaction is feasible with the help of aluminium, so aluminium oxide curve must be at lower position than that of chromium oxide curve. या फिर हम ये कह सकते हैं कि chromium oxide curve will be on upper side, its delta G value will be low, will be higher, and aluminium oxide curve must be on lower side with greater negative delta G value that you can see from here also. Thus the reduction is possible. So main emphasis is here. From the Ellingham diagram, it is evident that metals for which the standard free energy of formation of their oxide is more negative can reduce those metal oxide for which the standard free energy of formation of respective oxide is less negative. This is the main point. Or in other words, we can say that any metal will reduce the oxide of other metals which lie above in Ellingham diagram, because for such cases the delta R G naught for combined reaction will be negative and hence reaction will be spontaneous. Let us see one more case. This is the case question number 22 of NCERT. Out of carbon and carbon monoxide, which is a better reducing agent for zinc oxide? Let us see here. Let us see in this Ellingham diagram. Here this brown color curve is for zinc oxide. This curve is on the lower side. Its delta G value is more negative. And we want to find out of carbon and carbon monoxide which is a better reducing agent. This is carbon monoxide having pink color curve. This curve is above the zinc oxide curve. So carbon monoxide cannot reduce zinc oxide. Now let us see the carbon. Here carbon, this is blue, light blue color carbon line. This line is again above zinc oxide curve. So carbon cannot reduce zinc oxide, but at this point, at this temperature, the carbon which changes to carbon dioxide, this curve lies below the zinc oxide curve. So now carbon will reduce zinc oxide. Similarly, you can see this purple line. In this case, the purple line, the carbon is oxidized to carbon monoxide. That means carbon can reduce zinc oxide because this purple color line is lying below the zinc oxide line which is brown in color. So that means out of carbon monoxide and carbon, the carbon can act as a reducing agent for zinc oxide above temperature 1323 K, that is 1323 K. Carbon curve becomes lower. The delta G formation for carbon dioxide is lower than delta G formation for zinc oxide. Hence carbon can reduce zinc oxide. Okay, let us see one more case. Last case. This is a curve for reduction of iron oxide. Same question, whether carbon or carbon monoxide can reduce iron oxide or not. See, this purple color curve is for iron oxide. This orange color curve is for formation of carbon dioxide from carbon. This brown color curve is formation of carbon monoxide again from carbon. And this pink color curve is formation of carbon dioxide from carbon monoxide. Let us see which curve is below this purple color. You can see only this pink color curve is below this purple color. Okay, so at lower temperature, you can see here temperature 0 to 400 degree centigrade, 600 degree centigrade. So at lower temperature, carbon monoxide curve, in the curve in which the carbon monoxide is converted into carbon dioxide curve, for this delta F G naught is more negative. Hence carbon monoxide can reduce iron oxide to iron, but at higher temperature. Now at higher temperature, you can see that the carbon changes to carbon dioxide and carbon changes to carbon monoxide. The curves go down. That means now this purple color curve is on upper side and these orange and brown color curves are on lower side. Therefore at higher temperature, carbon can reduce iron oxide to iron metal. Moreover, greater the difference between two curves, more negative will be delta G reaction, that is gives energy of reaction will be more negative, hence reaction will be more spontaneous. That means if carbon is changed into carbon monoxide, for this curve delta G formation is more negative, so this carbon will reduce iron oxide to iron very easily, because for this delta R G naught will be highly negative. Hence reduction will take place. Thank you very much.